The Solar System, or Solar System. We're going to take a look at the major and minor planets around the solar system and why we should care. Hi, my name is JP. This is my Pecha for Design Tools Week 4, and we're going to discuss Solar System today. Now, the heart of the solar system is the Sun. Now, this accounts for 99.8% of the mass in our solar system. In fact, you could fit 1.3 million Earths inside of our Sun. Different parts of the Sun actually rotate at different speeds. And the surface of the Sun is actually not the hottest, it's actually the outer atmosphere. The major planets, what makes them up? Well, they have to orbit around the Sun or a star. They must be big enough to have enough gravity to force it into a spherical shape, and it must be big enough that its gravity cleared away all other objects, so it is the major feature in the orbit, or everything else rotates around it. Mercury, being the first of these major planets, actually has organics, or the building blocks of life, under the ice, which is amazing because surface temperatures can reach 800 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 269 degrees at night. Mercury's day actually takes 59 Earth days. Now, Venus, being the second planet, has pressure so great that no probe or spacecraft can survive on its surface, which is something they're working on. Venus is also so bright that people have mistaken Venus, the planet, for an airplane or a UFO in the night sky. And a day on Venus is actually longer than a year on Venus, being 243 days long. Earth is the only planet in the solar system with plate tectonics. Earth is actually shaped like a flattened sphere or an oblate spheroid. It takes 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds for the Earth to rotate on its axis, unlike 24 hours like most of us think. Mars, being the fourth planet, has gravity that is actually less than Earth, 37% less, has two asteroid-like moons, and actually one of those moons, Phobos, is going to crash into Mars in a relatively short period of time, astrologically speaking, 30 to 50 million years. Air pressure on Mars is actually only 1% of what we find here on Earth. Now, Jupiter is a massive planet. 0.2% of the solar system's mass is in Jupiter. Has a great storm or red dot that most of us are familiar with that has been raging for hundreds of years but is shrinking. And Jupiter has 27 or 67 confirmed moons, but there could be as many as 200 moons orbiting it. Now, Saturn spins so quickly on its axis that the planet has flattened itself into an oblate spheroid. It has 62 moons and many, many rings. In fact, they keep discovering more and more rings around Saturn. And an average day on Saturn is 10 hours, 32 minutes, and 35 seconds. Uranus has an axial tilt of 99 degrees, more than any other planet that we know of. 13 distinct rings are presently known, the brightest being the Epsilon ring. Astronomers have confirmed the existence of 27 moons around Uranus. You can actually see Uranus without the aid of a telescope. You can see it with your naked eye. Neptune is believed to have the strongest winds in the solar system. It also has 5 rings. It is actually considered the smallest of what we know to be the gas giants. Now, the gravity on Neptune is actually similar to that on Earth. So a step on Neptune would feel like a step on our own planet, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. Now, what makes up dwarf planets? Now, again, they have to orbit a star, much like our sun, and they're going to be roughly spherical again. But often they have many other things in their orbit, such as comets, asteroids, and actually even other dwarf planets near them. So that's the major distinction between them and major planets. Now, the best known dwarf planet is actually Pluto. It has 4 moons, has an atmosphere that actually freezes and goes gaseous depending on how close it is to the sun. It moves closer to the sun sometimes than its nearest big neighbor, Neptune. And many believe that Pluto may actually have some rings around it, which is quite interesting. Eris, which actually crosses its orbital pattern with Pluto, again, it going closer to the sun than Pluto does, has 1 moon. It can actually be seen with a small telescope, which is amazing given how far away it is, actually being further out than Pluto sometimes, and actually may have an ocean near the mantle core. Sirius um, keeps going back and forth between classification of an asteroid or a planet over the many different years, but is settled as a dwarf planet. They actually believe this one might have an ocean as well. It has a pyramid-shaped mountain that's 6 kilometers tall and comprises approximately 1/3 of the mass of what we know as the asteroid belt. Make actually gets its name from uh, the native people of Easter Island. It's taken from their mythology. A single day on Make is less than 8 hours, and a single year lasts as long as 112,897 days. It has one moon, nicknamed MK2. Haumea is an oblong-shaped dwarf planet that has its own system of moons, two of them. It's actually as bright as snow. It's likened to crystalline ice as far as its brightness on the light spectrum. So it's a really, really bright dwarf planet. Now, we know there are at least six dwarf planets recognized, but there actually can be as many as 200 more that could exist as far as these dwarf planets are concerned. So it's actually kind of exciting to see more and more of these planets get added to our solar system to make up what we know to be our solar system. But why do we care? Why is this important? Well, learning about the solar system tells us about our origins, where we came from. It shows us how much more we need to learn just about what is currently going around us, revolving around us. It pushes us beyond the own borders of what's going on in our planet and actually helps stoke our imagination as far as science fiction is concerned. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my Pachachka, and also I want to thank you for being a part of what makes up the solar system or sol system. I'd like to give acknowledgments for the facts and figures today to universetoday.com. Thank you again for watching this, and I hope you have a good day.